Tina Elmer with Prudential Fox and Roach and Welcome Home Philly TV. Today we're going to speak with Sean Logue of Trident Mortgage, and we're going to learn a little bit more about some changes that have been made to the FHA loans and versus conventional loans, and just some information to update us on that stuff. Hey, Sean.
Hello, Tina.
So I know that you had just sent an informational email out to all of the company, just updating us with some changes that have gone on with FHA financing recently, and I think it's really good for the consumer to get some information about that. Maybe just brief us. I know most people probably know the difference between FHA financing versus conventional, and then maybe just start to tell us a little bit about what those changes are.
Sure. So the FHA loan is a government-backed loan, basically securing against any default, which inevitably requires more strict underwriting guidelines in some senses, but is also geared a little bit more towards first-time home buyers, providing ability for a plethora of different clientele to obtain financing and inevitably put themselves in a home.
Okay, and then conventional is more just your standard traditional.
Yeah, conventional is more of what we would consider a Fannie Mae, which is a government-sponsored entity, different than the department HUD that backs FHA loans. But it's a little bit more for your standard 20% down clientele. However, there are some caveats to that allow you to provide as little as 3%, historically 5%, but it kind of loosened up a little bit, now providing 3%, yes.
Cool. So you said something in your email about mortgage insurance changing. What's going on there with that, with FHA?
So the upcoming release effective April 1st for FHA will be increasing the FHA monthly mortgage insurance premium from 1.25% to 1.35%. That's a fairly minimal increase when you look at what that actually equates to on a monthly basis for borrowers and the cost for the premium. However, the general basis behind that is for FHA to increase their insurance reserves to again protect against default. The bigger concern that comes along with that increase is FHA's new requirement that it mandates that the mortgage insurance is required to be carried throughout the life of the loan.
Which is crazy.
Right. Previously, it was just until you reach 22 or 20% equity. However, with FHA, you were required to mandatory keep it for 5 years.
So I guess when you talk to a buyer or about lending options, you'll go through just like the life of what affordability for them. Do you kind of just weigh both in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, every client, every financial situation is different. What may be, what may make the best financial sense may not be the best for that individual client. I certainly, whenever we're looking at that type of scenario, make a comparison to the comparable private mortgage insurance with the conventional loan terms and give the pluses and minuses and see what works best for the client.
One more question, and then we can get your information in case anybody has, just further questions. Let's say someone's under contract they go under contract in March with an FHA loan, but they're not settling to the end of April. Well, then, or the middle of April, is it just anything that settles, like they should anticipate paying that higher mortgage premium?
That's a great question. It's actually...
Or is it anything that goes after contract?
It's a great question. So, basically, you have to make application prior to April 1st. There's what's called an FHA case number, which is just a specific designation number per every transaction. So, as long as you get it under agreement and that application is started prior to April 1st and the lender gets that case number assigned, which is something that happens in the very beginning of the process, you would be able to lock in at that lower mortgage insurance premium and avoid that mandatory retainment of the mortgage insurance.
Cool. So Sean, I know people, this is a lot of information, we don't want to overwhelm them. Where can people reach you? Maybe give us your email or phone number, so if anybody has any questions for Sean or mortgage questions, you can definitely reach out to him.
Yeah, my telephone number is 215-790-5505. Tina, you can also reach me on my email, Sean, SEAN, .logue, LOGUE, @prooffoxroach.com. Or you can always contact one of the fantastic Welcome Home Philly members.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for your time. And you can always find more at welcomehomphilly.com. Thanks again.
My pleasure.